When you light it, you won't turn it off for 7 days. It is lit and placed on the floor because of fire hazards. Until every night at 12 o'clock, there is an invocation at the back. Then we make an invocation to Michael because we believe that Michael has got the propensity and the power to dissolve all forms of negativity. It doesn't matter any curse laid on you because all the demonic forces oblige to him. If you will remember, we have a magical triangle with his name on it. Every demon can be called into it because he has the power to control any demon that will come into the triangle. So Michael, he has the power, and it's a bit wrathful. He has anger issues against the dark iconic forces. Forces that are dark, he has some hatred for.
Welcome to the missing link on ZionTvGh English. My name is Mr. Zion. Here, we explore what we, as humanity, are truly missing. From forgotten cultures to hidden stories that can change how we see life. Join me as we uncover the mysteries that complete us. This is the missing link.
Hello family, I greet and welcome you to ZionTvGh. Today is another day that the Lord God has granted us. Today we have Rabbi in our mix. If you watch Zion TV, then you must know Rabbi. We've done about 3 or 4 interviews. So therefore, if you are a subscriber to Zion TV, you must know him. We are going to have a conversation, and today what we are going to learn is about candles, candle magic. We have a teacher who is going to teach us. He will teach us the essence in it. Without wasting much time, Rabbi, peace be unto you.
Peace be unto you too.
The topic for today is candle magic. Candle magic. First of all, what is the origin of the candle? Where and how did the candle begin, and why did it even come into being?
A candle is from prehistoric time, our forefathers. The first fire they made baffled them, so they actually equated the fire with God. And they knew fire could just help them to cook. It also destroys. It has the power to destroy. So it started from the prehistoric time. But coming forward, it came to a time and it has evolved from a lamp. I have one in our mix, gradually from oil lamps until today, that we are having candles. I use a candle flame for devotion.
He uses a candle flame for devotion.
And the candle flame, a candle needs to be. As for candles, it never started today, the flame.
When it comes to a candle, what benefit does it give in terms of spiritually and physical living?
When it comes to fire and a candle, what I will say is a candle. It completes the 4 elements: earth, air, fire, and water. Looking at the smoke, that's air. And the fire itself, if it melts, that is water. The solid part is the earth.
Don't you see it completes 4?
And the 4 elements are what make the foundation of this world. Anything we see today is made up of the 4 elements. Even the human structure is also made up of the 4 elements. So, via the flame, Debbie, let me go to the Christians. They said God is a consuming fire, yeah. But the truth is that all spirits are made up of fire, and that is why we use fire for devotions. And I can say without any doubt that the popular and renowned pastor you know of, they light fire.
But some of them do it in their prayer rooms, in their study, and they do it away from the church because they are the people who demonized it.
They've demonized it, and now they are using it. And therefore they have to use this time secretly, away from the church. Wow. Away from the church. Wow.
What is the main purpose for the fire? Let me put it this way. What is the main purpose for using a candle during, let's say, rituals? For what reason do you guys use it?
Because in different groups and traditions, they all have different ways of fire sacrifice. Some use it in the form of a bonfire.
In India and some parts of Asia, they also have something we call a ghee lamp.
I even have one there.
They have a ghee lamp that they pour ghee in which they add cotton and light it. In our locality, ours is the bonfire. Even India has a similar one that is called Agni fire sacrifice, where they add ghee and firewood. They will pour ghee into the fire while they do recitation. But looking at the Romans and the Israelites, they are the ones using a candle. So the fire in which they burn during a ritual, what is the main essence, aside from the elements revolving around the candle, like that of the liquid, earth, and air?
The fire itself. People term it as divine, so what is the main essence during rituals? So, like I said, from prehistoric time, Flame has become something that the first people, they used it to communicate with the divine. Actually, the flame will connect you with the spirit. As I said earlier, that all spirits are made up of fire elements. So in order to connect with them, you need the fire. Since you're trying to communicate with the spirits, like you refer to that of ghee lamps and other stuff, all those lamps, ghee lamp, olive oil lamp, the different types of oil all have what spirits they invite. Red oil lamp is also there, but all these invite peculiar spirits. In Judaism and with the African spiritual churches, we use candles. Any lighting of lamps in our devotion.
In what period does one need to light a candle? Or can you light a candle anytime or only when doing prayers?
Yes, lighting a candle, just like the Catholics, anytime they do a devotion or a ceremony, they have lights there. They have lights and we refer to them as altar candles. Altar candles as they are placed on the altar. When the candle is not lit, you can't make the ceremony because I also insist that the fire, it connects with the divine or it connects with the spirit until you purposely have to light it. We know we have different kinds of candles, different flavors, and if flavor is the same as scent, and if you know what I'm trying to say, when you visit the market, you know there are different flavors.
Do we have special candles that are made for prayers, or can every candle help you to achieve the same goal?
There are no special candles. I will be using because of your prayer, but what happens is that when you have a particular purpose you want to achieve, then you need a particular type of candle and a particular color of candle. It is the principle of correspondence. For instance, I say I want to go and work on a love issue. I will need a love candle, and purposely you should agree with that issue. Love issue, which is red because we have color correspondences. All the colors have got purposes for which they serve.
Wow. In our locality or tradition, the only time we use red means there is a serious problem. When we use black, it means there is sorrow. These two colors that I have mentioned in candle magic, do most of them use the same path? Or when it comes to candle magic, does the color differ from ours?
I think by principle, with what you said, I will agree with you. It agrees almost with what we also do because you said red means a serious problem. Because the vibration of red or the velocity, when you observe, you can see the colors have speed. The speed is high and mostly is involved in terms of what we don't have or a conflict that is giddy. Giddy. When is it giddy? Giddy. Like that of a fight. That is what the red brings about. The black also has something to do with maybe sorrow and all those things. So what happens, this is with us, red will be used for something like love, for passion. Maybe love in marriage is waxing cold, you can use red to fire it up. Or someone who is timid, he wants to be more courageous, you can use red. Meanwhile, black will remove excess jinxes. Even if someone is cursed, black can be used to remove it, or you can curse someone with black. Can be used for destruction and resolving. Because you see, a single candle, one candle, in the hands of someone who understands it, it's just like a soldier holding a grenade and that of a bomb. Yes. So what I mean is, they say a single candle in the hand of a professional, it's like a bomb or a grenade in the hands of a soldier. Let me quote this man, Saint Francis of Assisi. As if not all the darkness in this world can extinguish one single flame of a candle. He wrote this quote, unquote. That means a candle can light even your way. When things start to mess up, a single candle can do it.
When you use a candle for a ritual, how many times can a candle be used? Or when the flame of a candle is off, can the candle be lit again?
There are certain candles, especially. There are some you don't want anyone to see you using it. With that particular candle, we create a notch. A notch is the smaller division of the candle with a knife. We cut the sides of the candle into fragments. You know, for one issue, you can't use one candle for two issues. But for one issue, you light it for about 15 minutes. You don't want people to see it. Within 15 minutes, after the devotion, you turn off the candle. 15 minutes you turn off the candle, then hide it. So you can use one candle for one purpose, but you can't use it for multiple issues.
What are the consequences or repercussions one will experience when he uses the candle when he lacks knowledge? For instance, I buy a red candle and light it in my home because I am experiencing a power outage, so I am lighting the candle because I have no light. When I use multiple colors of candles without the knowledge, does it come with any consequences, or my intention is what the candle will work?
Yeah, when the light is off and you light a candle, it serves no purpose. The candle becomes dangerous when you are able to infuse it with your intention. Let me say people say candle magic. Candle magic. Everybody in one way or the other has done it before, because when you celebrate your birthday and candles are put on the cake and they say state your wish then blow it off, it is a complete candle magic, because you are pushing your intention into the candles. And since we have got various types of candles, I have stated it, various shapes, various colors, they all serve different purposes. Mostly when we are celebrating a birthday, we place candles designed in rainbow colors, and as tiny as the pen, with the outer designed in rainbow colors. Different colors.
There are some that use red, like you said, the color of the candle. One way or the other, it goes with the purpose for which you are using it for. So if I have no knowledge about the colors of a candle, then I go and buy a black candle and I place it on my cake and state my wish on a different color. Will it have implications on me?
Actually, what is happening is that I have never seen a black candle on a cake before, but normally I see white, different colors, like that of the rainbow. The purpose of using a rainbow is, you see it has different colors. They don't know your wish because if money is what you wish for, you possibly need a green candle. Do you understand me? Let's say if it is knowledge you want, a yellow candle. So what they do is that they put all the color candles together so that when you state your intention, now it will match with one of them. But white is a spectrum of all colors. White contains all colors and every intention. So they say in the absence of any color, use white. Even if you don't know the color, use white.
I'm not trying to be a racist, but let me ask this question. It is assumed that anything black, mostly we term it as negative. Would you suggest that because of the negativity of black is what people refer to, we the blacks as wicked, evil, and we don't have good intentions, or it has nothing to do with that?
I don't think it has anything to do with that because our color is not black. We are chocolate.
There are people who are typically black.
Well, but the fact is that the velocity of the color and what it portrays in the mind of people. So color correspondence, I don't think it was taught to us by the white. Because everything sorrowful or death happens. Even in the olden days, we wear black for the funeral.
So how come our ancestors knew black is what is used for mourning?
Because you see, it's what it brings into our mind. That's what makes we think that way.
Now back to you. You are now going to tutor us how to use the colors of a candle and their purpose. Any colors with their corresponding purpose. In my knowledge, I know you cannot deal with these candle magic without excluding days, hours, time, and moments. Any circumstances from candle magic, you will need them all before you can perform these rituals. So for the time being, I want you to use this moment for tutorials to our viewers in a gradual process so that everyone gains some knowledge on candle magic.
Well, the thing is, just like I said, I am repeating the quote. A candle in the hand of a professional, or in your hands, it can change your situation. No matter what you look here, these are offertory candles. This is an offertory candle, and they are very common in the market. If you don't get any color, just buy white. This particular color, this is called a double action candle. As you can see, half the candle is black and the other half is red. I'll come to that, but I'm talking of this size. This size is an offertory candle. Offertory candle. You can use it to reach any issues, but you must undergo a certain process. Your timing. We have dressing and cleansing. The first thing you do is when you buy your candle from the market, you need to cleanse it. The reason being, it comes with vibration because people handled it.
Someone can hold the candle and say, people are really wasting their money. What's the essence of buying all this stuff? So he has already infused negativity into it.
As a practitioner, your first thing you do is to remove all negativity from it. You need to cleanse it. Cleansing too, you can use rough lemon. You can use salt water. And I'll be using Florida water. You clean it. So lemon.
With the lemon, will you bisect it or you will use the lemon itself?
You will cut the lemon and rub it on the candle. Rub the lemon on the candle one way and not up and down. You will confuse the vibration.
Will you rub it top or rub it from down to the top?
If you are rubbing it upward, rub it upward. If down, rub it down. And when you cleanse this single candle, this double action candle, it is now ready for use.
But when cleansing, will you program something in your head or you will just go ahead with the ritual just like that?
When you cleanse it with salt water, it is fine. The intention is you are cleansing, so you don't even say anything. They are advanced people. They can cleanse it without even all these things by just removing the negativity. You just make his hands around it. Yes, then it will flick it because they visualize it. When he moves his hands around, it's cleaning the negativity and then we'll just flick it. If you haven't reached that level, just your salt water and then your lemon or your Florida water. And it's fine. That is the first thing you do. Yes, you said something about the color and its corresponding days, time, and moments. That is the timing, and it is of prior importance. Because you have to know the particular color for the chosen work.
Let's say I use red. What does it do? When I use yellow, what does it do?
Let's say you want to take something from someone. Your color is purple. Because the purple color, it controls, it commands, it compels. So that is your color. You can't use any other color except you didn't find that color. Now you replace it with white because white is the spectrum of all colors. But it's so obvious you get so when you're purple because the color vibration will help you in your work. So after cleansing it, now your next thing to do is to infuse into it your intention. And by doing that, there is something called dressing. In the process of dressing, when we are dressing, we are infusing our intention into the candle. And also we have two schools of thought. Some show that when dressing, the tip of the candle here, you would point it towards you, then you apply oil. Olive oil is fine, sunflower oil is fine, any oil. But pray on the oil before using it.
Why do we need to pray?
Because all those also come with their own energies. So you have to pray. Don't say that is just an oil because it needs to be programmed. Inanimate things, things that do not have life. When you talk to them, they get programmed. If you want more energy to achieve your purpose, so you can pray over it if you are a Christian. You can put the olive oil down and pray over it in the name of the Father, in the name of the Son, in the name of the Holy Spirit. I activate this oil for the purpose of granting me more love. By so talking to the oil, you are programming it. It already, if it comes closer to the candle, it will come up with its own energy to aid you in your work. So if you pick any oil and you don't pray or talk on it, it may. But please speak over it or bless it in a way. So when you point it towards you like this, then you apply the oil on it. It is not about just applying it, but infusing it with your intentions. I am infusing this candle with love. I am infusing this candle with love. I'm infusing this candle with love. So if you know you are lighting the candle because of someone, you need also to carve the name of the person on it. You need a pointed eye, a pen, or any pointed object. Normally I use, is it a hedgehog?
You mean the eagle? Feathers.
No, that's not it. There is this animal that plucks its feather. Like I'm saying, it's like that of the eagle. Yeah, it's the eagle. A part of the feather is black and some white. Yeah, that's the feather. You can use it in the writing of the name. What I am doing to this candle is that I am personalizing it. I am making the candle to be you. Do you understand? So if I'm taking something from you and I'm lighting a purple candle, after I'm done, I can either use the Psalms, I can use the seals, attach, I can use the herbs. Then I will pray over it. I'll talk to the candle as if I'm talking to you, and then it will begin to have an effect on you. On you. True magic is very subtle. It is these film people in Hollywood. Yeah, Hollywood. They have done it in a way. When we make a magic spell with even a candle for someone, the intention of the person is that something magical must happen at once. He should see the effect, like what appears in the film. But it is not so. True magic is very subtle. It will take it off at once. Imagine that. I have seen a woman I like and then I write her name on the candle. So I have cleansed the candle. I have anointed with oil. Now I've said a prayer over it or a psalms over it. Say she should be attracted to me. After I'm done with, Once I light the candle, it has blast power. But there is also a point. I have to work. When I see the lady and I run into my room, or I will wait in the evening, I decide to hide from her. Then possibly you are not allowing the candle to take off. You have to also embrace it to work. Even if you are not in a talking stage with the person, when she passes by, you say hello to her. Immediately you state that it has blasted power. The spell will be able to do it because I think during those days, school days, I did some. When I met the girl, I said, hello, good morning. I have never spoke to her before. When I said the hello, then she stopped going, came to me. We stood there and had a very lengthy conversation because now the spell is taken off. But if we do the spell and you want spiritually, a spell should have an effect on the girl and bring her to you. Or she sees you. She runs towards you. It doesn't work that way. But all these, it's formed on the spiritual plane. Or let me say, it happens on the astral plane. And whatever happens there, it must come on the physical plane. Until just with a single candle, whether you are going through the greatest problem of your time, just like St. Francis of Assisi said, he said the single candle can open your way, or it can remove all the whole darkness in the world cannot withstand it. Wow. Then I'll say it's normally in the things. You control your people, we don't use this one. We use figural candles. Figural candles, you see the candles, it's made in the form of a human. They are in the form of a man and a woman. So if it is a man you want to work on, then you have to buy a man's candle, and you cleanse it. After you come, because its blessing is different. Because when you go and buy the figural candle, the first thing you will do is to baptize the candle in the name of the person. We'll be baptizing in the name of, then the figural candle becomes the person. Then you will be able to use it to control the person.
Let me ask this question. In the making of this candle, are there special rituals they go through before the making of such a candle, so that what you desire, in the name of buying such a candle, will have an effect on you, or is just a normal, like, do they do it with normal intentions?
So, in the making of the candle, actually, any professional person who uses a candle, when you buy your candle and you bring it and you want to use it for spiritual work, the first thing you have to do is a spiritual bath. I think at the proper time, make sure you cleanse yourself. You will be cleansing. After cleansing yourself, you have to do meditation. Meditation is to stabilize the mind because that will allow you to push your intention into these inanimate things.
Yes.
So it makes your mind stable, calm, so that you can do what you want to do. That is what we do, spiritual bath, meditation. Then you must also do your timing, because all the various days have got their own colors. Like Sunday, yellow, Monday, white, Tuesday, red, Wednesday, purple, Thursday, blue, Friday, green, and then Saturday, black. So these are the candles of the days. The reason why we use all these colors of the day is to harness the vibration that we suffer on this earth. Because every day is governed by a planet and also rules our land. So you have to know those ruling. So when I'm making love, possibly I have to use red because I want it to last. If I don't want it to be love but lust, what I will do is I will light the candle on a Friday because Friday is governed by Venus. Venus's color is green. Now, the angel who rules it is Aniel, and he is in charge of love issues. So I would possibly do it there. But if I don't want the love to last, then I will light the red candle because of the vibration of the red on the Friday.
On the table before you, I can see about 4 types of objects on the table. I can see a candle encased in a glass bottle and a candle which is not encased, and we have small and mini candles and glass. So all of this stuff on the table, what purpose does each candle serve, or do they achieve the same goal?
Let's start with this. When you take a closer look, there is a seal around it. It is the first pentacle of the moon. Can you see it's in a form like a gate? It's like a gate. Now, in actual fact, it was an ancient lock, just like the lock we use on the doors of our home. That was how it is. But these days, only wood is used in the making of the doors. And this serves as a gate. This has the name of God and certain verses of the scriptures in between. So this is called a labeling candle. As you can see, it is glass encased. This is glass encased. It's labeled. So it's labeled. So when we are labeling it, We write your name and your petition and we put it in it. But this one, because you see it's a door. When we look at the first pentacle of the moon and the description, it says this seal opens all gates and all doors. So if you have no knowledge, you will think the seal is going to open a physical door, but no. But let's take, for example, someone who is traveling abroad. You need to have opportunities. That's why it says it opens all doors. All doors, obviously, even for others to reach abroad. Then someone has done something against them. There are so many people whom have been offended by people, but they have no idea about it. That is one of our greatest problems. Because the offense, we think they have cursed them, or witches and wizards are working against them. That is not it. Even your wife or brother can offend you unconsciously. When I say unconsciously, because, for example, your auntie compares their child to you. She thinks you have prospered in life than his child, so either jealousy or envy. That thing is a negative energy. If it battles towards you, it will attach to you, then it will be like a lock.
What you are saying reminds me of when I used to join Hare Krishna. We had this spiritual teaching that they usually teach. When someone is preparing food for you to eat, the intention, the love and passion used in the preparation of the food can either kill you or makes you prosper. They even go further. That is the reason why you will see a house girl will be sleeping with her boss, because maybe the house girl has feelings for the boss when preparing food for the boss. So as the boss consumes the food, it has effects on him.
It is true. It is true. The intention. Sometimes we, the diviners, you will be divining. You will see that the auntie is working against him. Once you try to reveal it, if you are not professional, if you try to speak the truth that your auntie is the one working against you, then you will bring conflict between them. Because honestly, the auntie hasn't sent him to any shrine. The auntie is not a witch. But ill will, the wish of the auntie, is that you will not prosper, that her child should prosper more than you. Now, everything he does doesn't become a success. Upon divining, you will get to know it is the auntie. Do you understand? So that ill will, like you were making an example with the food. If the person or your wife gets angry, better not take in the food because in a way, technically they have poisoned the food. Because that food should be created out of love. The intention of love should be used in the preparation of food, and not anger to prepare food. Then you will consume the food. That food is being poisoned. So this particular one is a labeled one. It is to open doors for people. One of my clients from the US, before going to the USA, I lit this same candle for 7 days for him. Do you know less than 1 year he got his green card? And he has come to buy an acre plot around my home and told me to look after it for him. Do you understand? Some people have stayed there for over 10 years, but they haven't gotten anything. Because this glass-encased candle or this door has opened the opportunity for it. If I tell you how things have worked out for him, you will be shocked. It's very wonderful. It's for opening doors and then for opening locks. Locks and your physical locks. So even spiritually, if you are locked, it will open it. So if the person has an evil intention that is sent towards you, it will open it. Because you will see, I have to work and have done nothing to anyone. No matter what I do at the workplace, they will still dislike me. The next one, the same type, but this time, this is Saint Michael. Saint Michael. With this, people whom they have intentionally done something to them, there are some people whom have been worked against. So we will light this type of candle. It normally lasts 7 days. When you light it, you won't turn it off for 7 days. It is lit and placed on the floor because of fire hazards. Until every night at 12 o'clock, there is an invocation at the back. Then we make an invocation to Michael because we believe that Michael has got the propensity and the power to dissolve all forms of negativity. It doesn't matter any curse laid on you because all the demonic forces oblige to him. If you will remember, we have a magical triangle with his name on it. Every demon can be called into it because he has the power to control any demon that will come into the triangle. So Michael, he has the power, and it's a bit wrathful. He has anger issues against the dark iconic forces. Forces that are dark, he has some hatred for them.
Mentioning Michael, let me ask this question and continue. I heard those who practice demonology, they have their own Michael that they serve, and those who practice angelology also have their Michael they serve. Is there any truth in it?
Well, I'm not a demonologist, but what I know is that he has got a pal, a twin angel, and an expansion in the dark forces, and is Lucifer. Lucifer, in actual fact, by the hierarchy or the tree of life? No. This Michael, the rank he is almost like that of Lucifer. They are almost like twin brothers. Before his fall, they were like twin brothers.
Is there a difference between Lucifer and Satan?
There is. There is a difference between Satan and Lucifer, but Christians and other religions have merged it together.
You didn't finish before I stopped you from talking, so please continue for me.
Archangel Michael is used to combat any form of negativity and then let the demon be whatever it will be. Normally, evil spirits work. But when we talk about demons, they are really powerful beings because they were present when creation was going on. So they are more powerful than evil spirits.
Is that how they were created to be?
That is how they were created. Because where there is not darkness, you cannot find light. God created everything in duality. He created hot and cold. He created a man and a woman. So if there was no woman, how would you differentiate? If there was no light, then how do you differentiate from darkness? Everything is in duality, and they were all created by God for a purpose. Please, I'm not going to the Christian because actually they have no idea of what they are doing. So God has not created Hassan or Satan and say he is evil. Or he is in conflict with him, but because to bring that balance. Balance.
Because if Satan is not there, how can you be tempted to see if you are evil or good? So Satan is working.
Satan is working for God. And it's in Judaism.
And God has portrayed him evil.
No, nobody. It is the Christians who have done that. But in Judaism, they believe that Satan is working for God and is an angel of God. Because he tempts people, but the Christians have demonized it, and they have their own purpose. So Michael, I state emphatically, say he's up to the task. But there are people, the fidgets of their mind. Some think witches are working against them. But if you believe actually, or you have seen a physical manifestation that it is a demonic force, please light this for 7 days and then invoke Michael on all the 7 days.
Let me ask this question before you continue. Mostly after watching interviews like this, they go into the market and buy any candle. Can you just enter the market and buy it? Or was it made for people with much knowledge on spirituality? Are they the only people who can buy it to work on it to solve the problems of others?
That's why I'm here. So if you go to the market, you can buy it. Buy it. But listen carefully to this interview. Because when you go and buy this on the market now and you light it, it may not work because you have to cleanse it. Maybe the person in the market has put in negativity. What is happening is that if you come, first cleanse it. This one normally we use Florida water or liquor. Liquor with a high alcohol content is used to cleanse it. After cleansing with this, the way of dressing is different because you want to dress it and put your intention into it. When you put the oil on it, you go clockwise. Say, if you want to reverse something, you go anti-clockwise. You can punch a triangle in it and add drops of the oil in it and even add herbs. Only if you know the actual herb. When you light it, there is an invocation at the back. Please just be doing that invocation for 7 days, and Michael is up to the task.
Is there a time written on it for the invocation?
With this, they haven't shown it. But normally, if you want to light it on a Sunday. On Sunday, when you light it, you will see much improvement in your psychic attack.
In Ghana, after using it, they will be selling olive oil in the glass remain. Some may even use it to drink champagne.
Normally, after we are done using it, we destroy it. We destroy it. Even to destroy the bottle, it has been used for a spiritual purpose. Until when you are disposing of any spiritual item, we don't dispose of it into the dustbin. If you put it in the dustbin, you have ruined your work. If you want to dispose of any item you use, you have to remove the spiritual part of it into the astral so that it remains only the mundane or the physical part. So with this, if I light it for you and finish with it, I pray over it in the name of the Father, Son, and of the Holy Spirit. I use the Christian terminology because people are very conversant with it. When I pray about 3 times on it, then I say, I remove everything spiritual from this glass into the realm of the spirit so that may it remain only the physical part. So when I do that, I've removed the spiritual aspect. Then I can dump it into the rubbish.
Then those who drink in glasses do prey on them. Maybe someone's spiritual glass that has been sold to you.
So with this, they are jumbo candles. Jumbo candles are also used for a bit of stubborn cases. Cases. Are you stubborn? Stubborn cases, so they also last 7 days. Normally, when you light an offertory candle, it will be fine, but maybe the case may be difficult. You have to allow the fire to keep burning. Because of fire hazards, so we normally light it and place it on the floor, or you light it inside a jar so that it doesn't create a fire outbreak. With this, you can label it. Like we labeled the other, you can use a seal. A particular, if you know how, we can use a seal. Then you light it and allow it to burn for 7 days. These are all scented candles. Scented candles means they are made with herbs. So if they are made with herbs, if they are not made with herbs, then you can use the correspondence of a herb. Love, cloves, cinnamon, bay leaf. So I can blend and grind all these 3 herbs, then do something called loading. With the loading, I will make a hole in the base or make a hole on the side, then put the herbs in it. Then I fill the hole with what I initially removed from it. So when you see it, you won't even know there is a herb in the base or the side. That is what we term it as loading. But if loading with herbs, you must know the herbs' correspondences.
I have seen a situation where people remove the rope from the candle and melt the body of the candle and mix it with the herbs. And after they are done, they put it in a glass bottle. When it cools down, they give it out to people to use.
Some people are able to create it in their homes. But if they don't do that for you, you can just punch a hole with a knife. So you punch the hole, then put in the particular herb that will help you with your work into the candle. Always pray over them before putting it inside the candle. The candle wax you removed from the hole, replace it and press it tight. Then you can use this candle. Normally, if the candle is lit, we read the fire. I have lit a candle to claim something from you. I will end up seeing the flame of the candle reduced. Even some can go off. I tried one on one guy from Nigeria. I was lighting a candle to open his way. Before him, we light the candle, then it goes off. We light the candle, then it goes off. So I destroyed the candle. I broke the candle and placed it inside the rubbish and went to bring a fresh candle. That one too, when we light it, then it goes off. That shows that that person has a lot of negativity battling against him. We have warring candles. With that, when the flame is on, it will be sparkling. It's warring. It's fighting. That shows the negativity surrounding the individual is too much. But normally, if you suspect that a love work that you are doing but someone or something has built negativity around you, or the lady you want her to love you, they have done something against her, please use the double action candle.
Do they have the size like this?
Yes, they have a big size like this. As you can see, the bottom is black and the top is red. If you buy it, we just don't use it. We use a knife to cut the head and then create a new head from the bottom. Why is it so? Because the black will remove the negativity first, the red will do the love work. If it is business, then you see the color to be green at the top and black at the bottom. Any color you see black attached to it. Let me say someone's business, they have surrounded negativity around that person such that whatever he or she sells, they don't buy. They don't buy anything once they open the shop. So if they haven't done something against the person, a green candle will be fine for his business. Only if he lights the candle. But if the business is surrounded with negativity, he has to get the double action. We also have the triple action, but that one will be at another time. But this is a double action. If you get the double action, cut off the head, then create a new head on the black at the bottom. Because the black will remove all negativity and the red will put you on the right path. We have different types and of the same size. They are all called jumbo candles. Here, locally, we call it the 7-day candle because it lasts for 7 days. Now let's come to the lamp. You know this lamp and it's part of the candles. But the lamp candles have more advantage. Normally is expensive to set up for somebody because when setting it up, we put in a seal. With this, I didn't put in the seal. You will put into the glass a seal and that of herbs. You will put the herbs in the glass container. When you open and remove the top container, then you open the bottom container. Then you put in a particular seal. Solomon's seal, a seal of Moses. A particular seal you want to use with the petition written at the back. You have to write the reason at the back. Normally, when people are writing the reason, then they write it in Roman letters. You don't do that. We use the angelic script. We have angelic letters we use in writing. The band script. Passing of the river. Any of those angelic scripts. So when I write the petition and you see it at the back of the seal, when you read, you will never understand because it's written in the angelic script. So you put into the container the seal and the herbs before you set it up for the person. Once you set it up for the person, this one can last for about 6 months.
You mean when you light it?
We will buy 1 gallon of olive oil, then set it up for 6 months with this.
So you will put in the oil once it consumes the oil in the container.
Yes, that is called feeding. We'll be feeding the lamp.
So you don't wait for the fire to quench.
No. Anytime you see the oil reducing, you must fill it up. You just remove this while still burning. Don't turn it off. You bend the top slightly, then you pour the oil into it. Because the oil you pour into the container, every 4 or 5 days you have to feed the lamp. And it must be on for the next about 6 months.
Do we have special oil for that or just normal ghee?
We use jojoba oil, olive oil. But the way it is, we mix it with kerosene. If you light only the oil, it will go off. So if you will use jojoba oil or olive oil for blessing and a ghee or anything, you have to mix it with kerosene, and then you must have a large quantity. This is to remove very stubborn cases in the life of people. But the setting is very expensive because if we set it, it's for the next 6 months. The fire keeps burning. Just imagine you are doing business, and for 6 months, there is a fire burning for you. Not only that, but constantly going on it to recite affirmations over it. There is no way this one cannot remove any blockages. That is all for the lamps. It's setting of lamps or setting of candles. I also made it clear that there are some candles which are not here. We have some in the market like Adam and Eve, a man and a woman wedding.
Is it merged together?
The man on the right and the woman on the left. With that one too, you have to write the name at the back. When you have a target item like the hair or anything belonging to the person, now you can punch a hole and put it inside. But you still baptize them. After you apply love oil, we have botanical oils. There are certain botanical oils we buy from our brothers. They are devoid of power. You can create some on your own. It can be created when you get oil. Know the herbs that are love herbs, and keep them in a dark place for the next 14 days. You have a good oil. After you dress and pray over it, you can use the Psalms. When you look at the secret of the Psalms, in the Psalms of Moses, some like Psalm 133, Psalm 138, for couples who are divorcing, you can use the same candle. Recite Psalm 45:46 over it. Have you tried 45:46 before?
Number.
Anytime there is a problem in your marriage, and then there is misunderstanding in the marriage, try it. It will tame the woman. If you use it, it's vice versa. 45:46, you recite it 3 times.
If the ladies hear this, we are dead.
It only tames the person, but not stupid. It only calms the man.
You will be receiving calls that, Rabbi, what you came to teach is causing havoc in our homes. Let me ask, I know magic is like manipulation of time or energy to achieve a specific result. And I know in mysticism there is something called a supplex or a repercussion. So when you perform magic, are there consequences?
Which is negativity. It depends on what you are doing. Normally, you get a repercussion, or what we call. When I remember, I will use it.
So, and what happens is that the repercussions that come, they have been enough.
It depends on what you are doing. Let's say your business is going down. You have lit a green candle. You have recited Psalm 72 over it. The energy from the flame and then the vibration from it will add to your prayer to make the manifestation easy. It is for your own business. It has not done any harm to anybody. Normally the ones that are very harmful, manipulative. Then you get a kickback. The kickback is not the correct word, but that is what it means. They have a magical word they use, it lashes back.
Let's say when someone is performing a ritual, are you the one to do it, or you will give the items to the person to perform the ritual?
If the person asks if I should do it, then I will not give the items to the person. One, maybe he will do one or two things wrong. We set it up in my temple. We set it up on an altar for the person. Because apart from me reading the flame, after the work, I pick the candle wax from the floor to see if it really worked. You understand? Because when it falls on the floor, it draws signs to show whether it worked or not. But not to say you can do it on your own.
But caution, in Ghana, they can end up burning a supermarket, and another case will arise. If you are doing it, do it in your homes, not your place of business.
Even if you are doing it in the shop, you can do it in a bucket or in a basin. When you buy a basin, sometimes I put in the sea sand in the basin and put the candle in it, especially if there are seals involved. If I have labeled the seals, I put it in a very place where, if I'm not there, it won't cause any fire hazard. Be very careful because normally, if you attach the seals, the flame, it may be different. It may increase up to 12 inches with the seals because it's energy. So the energy enters, you will see the flame. One time, my saucer, what I heard was, "Pa!" It cracked the saucer. Yes, because of energy. So all of them, it's about energy and frequencies. So the more energy you are able to raise with these things, the quicker you will see results.
If I don't ask this question, those who use the full moon will beat me. I know there are some people who rely on the full moon when it comes to candle magic. And the full moon, do they have any relationship?
The thing is that I said something about correspondences of time. So if you don't know, let's say Wednesday to light the candle, or maybe blue for healing. If you want healing, you don't know the particular day. The full moon is your best time. Because the full moon meets anything, both black and white, both good and evil. Anything goes on the full moon, because you see, there is a downpour of divine energy on this, our planet. Have you been to the sea on a full moon?
Yes, I have been there before.
You can see the waves become more heavy. Go to the mental homes. Ask the psychiatric doctors. People go crazy more on the full moon. It is because the portal gets open and more divine energy comes to our planet. Do you understand? So once more divine energy, and normally we will realize that when you light the candle during the full moon, something that can last for about 7 days will become diminished in some few days. Now you will be looking for the candle wax and it is also gone. People call me to report, "Oh, Daddy, I lit the candle to check for the candle wax. I don't see it anywhere." It's because of the downpour or divine energy on our planet.
Let me ask this question. With this candle, which is wrapped, will you unwrap it, or you will allow it to burn together with the wrapper?
The wrap is just to protect it. So when you buy it, you will have to remove the wrap. There's a way very easy. When you remove the wrap, then you get the real candle. If you know the seals, especially the seals of Solomon, they've stood the test of time, and they are the one of the sources of my power. The seals work. They work miraculously powerful. Seals of Solomon, they work miraculously powerful if you know how. You can label it with it. You can label the things with it. The wick is falling out, but I will replace it. So that is it.
Can you use a candle for magic against someone for it to backfire? Is it possible?
It's possible, and what can make it backfire? It will backfire you because, you see, you remember you asked me and I said, for you to get a backlash, you get a backlash. It's because when there is a thing, it is manipulative. We all have guardian angels. We have guardian angels, what we call spirit guides. Some have 3, 4. Some people don't even go to church. Some people use drugs. But the guardian angel is alive. The angel doesn't allow anyone to touch him. When you plot against such a person and it didn't work, it will recoil upon you. This thing, if not protected, it will have an adverse effect on you.
So as a practitioner, before you handle the case of someone, what do you do to protect yourself before proceeding with the case of someone?
Maybe that person is also protected. What we do is the first thing is to do our normal cleansing. Then the next thing is when we go, we do a divination. We do a consultation. So I do a divination and see if the person is highly protected. Instead of going on an onslaught attack, no, What I do is that I do a petition to the person's guardian spirit. Maybe what I want to do for the person is for his own good. Remember, God has given us free will. So immediately, you want to take the will from somebody's hand, you are in trouble. You want to take the will from someone. It should be for the good of the person. Let's say your daughter is dating a drug addict. She said no matter what, she will marry the drug addict. So you see, with that, we can do a manipulative spell for your daughter. It's for her own good. Maybe the drug addict has been beating your daughter, or may lead your daughter into drugs. No matter what you say, she won't listen. I remember I had a case like that where, whatever you say, she won't listen. If you sit the girl down and you ask her what she sees in the boy, she can't even say it. I think we have touched on all angles of the topic. The only thing we did not have the chance to talk about the different shapes. Because in Africa, just some few shapes, we have the Sebastica goat. Shapes. There was skull candle. It's made in the form of a human skull, or for very difficult cases. We have pay me back. That is Satan candle. Pay me back by force. I bet you will pay you back. It's different. But it's for next time. So, if I'm touching on how to next time, we're going to talk about a spiritual bath. A lot of people are doing the spiritual bath. They are doing it wrongly. So, if you are doing a spiritual bath, we have a money bath, a love bath, and other types of a bath.
Let's touch on it small to boost the interest of the people. They will prepare themselves towards the main topic because, let's touch on the topic small so that they see that will be the next topic.
Spiritual bath, normally we go to the washroom. We don't have a bathing tub, so normally we do it in a bucket. Everyone pours the water on themselves after a spiritual bath. When you pour the water on you after the spiritual bath, what you are doing is that you are banishing. You do that when you are cursed or there is negative energy around you. If you want to succeed, we don't pour it on our head. We start from the toes to the head. So I will end here. I think there are a lot into bathing.
You need to subscribe to the channel and turn on notification to watch the next episode. Rabbi, what is your final word? Precautions or measures to take when performing this candle magic?
Normally, I will say one of the least or low magic. Least magic you can do that won't have much problem. Except, say, if you don't go to the evil part, some of these candle spells, but on the bottom of it. So what I'm saying, if you will be engaged in anything of this sort, please seek for protection. That's why I sell the tetragrammaton and amulets. I catch you.
I even said you can bring some on the show for people to see it.
The tetragrammaton amulet. The negativities they send it on, it cuts it off if it is properly activated. If someone curses you, it won't come. It cuts it off. If you be negative, it will not attach you. So, protection is the topmost. If you want to be a repairer of electricity, please learn the principles well.
Otherwise, you will be in the ceiling and something will electrify you into being black.
When you start to do that, you can even touch the naked wire. If you want to deal with powerful spiritual work, it's like dealing with the energy on the pilot, the one from Akasambo. There are 50,000 votes moving through it. If you want to work on it, you must understand the principle well. This is also energy work, so you must also understand the principle before dabbling in it.
But have you written some books that you are selling? It's very important to me because most of the spiritualists we see in Ghana, I know there are fake ones and genuine ones. But genuine ones, the ones they teach, they must have books on it so that you sell them, so that they get a better understanding when reading and watching the videos too. Because I know there won't be much time to ask all the questions and it's not everything you can teach. But at least if you have a book you sell and it's even expensive and the person can afford it and it works perfectly fine.
I have written 3 books. I wrote The Seals of Solomon Made Easy, and I wrote The Mystic at Prayer. I wrote The Keys to Power. But now, Mystic at Prayer, I only wrote 500 copies. It's out of this. I'll print another one. And in The Keys to Power, I have given some of these things that will not be harmful to you. You do. That will not bring you backlash. No backlash. Because backlash is very important. Because if you do something that eventually and it puts you in a bad situation, then possibly if you didn't do it, that is good. So it's better even you take somebody. He understands it so that he does it for you.
Viewers, we had a great talk with Dr. Rabbi. When it comes to mysticism and ways to solve some minor problems, he teaches you freely. But if the problem is beyond you, then you seek help from him. He will teach and also help you out. Spiritual bath will be our next topic on our next episodes. And if you want to cleanse yourself, because cleansing is very good. As a human being, when you wake up, make sure once in a while you go for a checkup. We normally get sick, so you have to visit the hospital regularly to see what you are going through. Sometimes God intentionally gives you a headache, then you would remember, it's been a while you took Wormplex to flush out everything in the system. So as long as you are still alive, just bear it in mind. There are a lot of things stained on the soul. Before the soul is born, it is white. But the sins we commit stain the soul, making it black. So once in a while, so you get on the right path. Because weeds on a walkway, even if it grows, we weed them. So you, the human, if you are stained with dirt, you have to take your bath. It is very important, so you can contact him and learn something from him. But stick to the channel so that you get the deeper side from here. This is where we will end.
Thank you.
Welcome to the missing link on ZionTvGh English. My name is Mr. Zion. Here, we explore what we, as humanity, are truly missing. From forgotten cultures to hidden stories that can change how we see life. Join me as we uncover the mysteries that complete us. This is the missing